All right, guys. Okay. This week, I kind of came upon this in true fashion. We thought of it right before because of my experience I just had. And I know there's other experiences where people have. And just because my experience is high and flighty right now doesn't mean that there's not going to be some bumps in the road later on. But
Mhm.
I was thinking, because I have had a couple people reach out to me. I don't know if anybody's ever reached out to Delancey, but I've also heard whisperings of, okay, good. So people have reached out
Yeah.
to her too.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, yeah.
what happens when you do finally meet your birth family and things get to a point to where maybe the adoptee is younger and doesn't want involvement with the birth family anymore, like open adoptions? I know some open adoptions like that where they want to keep their boundaries, or it just goes awry. Like,
Like
what
mine.
do you think as an adoptive parent, what should an adoptive parent do? So that's it.
Oh, you weren't asking yet. Okay, I'm sorry. Oh, wait.
No, go. I was gonna
Keep
say
going.
go for it. No, seriously, go for it though. What are your thoughts on what do you think? So maybe that's it. What do you think adoptive parents should do in this kind of a situation when it's hard? I understand it's hard because you want them to have that relationship, but what are your thoughts?
I think that a good starting point is listening.
Beautiful. I love
And
that.
it's so funny because like I feel like there's so many different things that have been coming up recently that are pointing towards listening more and like not like listen like and I always say it, I say it so many times, but I haven't said it as often lately, but like listening to understand instead of listening to respond, it's like my go-to thing. I feel
Huge.
like lately I may have lost sight of that, but everything in my life is pointing to, especially this question. I feel like as the parents, when you're going through a situation like that with the adoptee or even a sibling, whatever, listen to them. Like genuinely listen to what they're saying to you, listen to their concerns. Because just like with them wanting to find their biological family, if something happens and like things, for lack of a better term, go sideways, like we were saying a moment ago. I can't remember if you said that before record or after record. That's how tired I am right now. I don't remember which one,
You're good.
but if it goes sideways, that's that moment where you need to genuinely listen to them and listen to what they want to do,
I agree.
because at that point they're not looking for your advice, they're
Right.
looking for your support.
Exactly. No, and
So
I love that because one example I have that like somebody actually reached out to me and it's kind of an open adoption, like they have a relationship and this adoptee
mhm.
is younger and the adoptee the on the birth mom side there was no effort. Nothing, no effort to like contact
And it was
them, do
open.
anything. Yeah, and they have this open
Yikes.
gateway. And so the adoptive mom is like, well, should I still send pictures? Should I still push it? Should I still make her do
No,
this, make her do that?
no,
And the adoptive
no.
didn't want that. I get where the mom's heart is, but like if the adoptee has been like, this is a hard no and a hard stop, I really
Mhm.
don't want, I
Yeah,
want to back off right now.
yeah.
No matter how old they are, you need to respect that. I know
Listen to
because
their
they're maybe not
choice.
an adult yet. I don't care. Even kids, you need to respect that. There's so many things you hear. You need to respect kids' boundaries no matter how old they are. Not just with this,
Mhm.
with anything.
Yeah.
Um, when they don't feel safe. So it's okay for them to take a step back. Like it's okay
Mhm.
for people to take a step back in things. It just is. It doesn't have to be adoption related or not, but it's
Right.
totally okay for people to take a step back, especially if they're not feeling any. Because I've been there with people when you feel one sided on the relationship, it's more than okay for you to be done. Like it's
Mhm.
okay. They may not understand, but from what I can, this birth mom doesn't even really care, if that makes sense. Like it wasn't,
I just, I, I
yeah,
just feel like there's
sad.
a different way to go about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, not instead of being like, should I still send them pictures? Should I still do this? Should I still do that? Why not create a memory box?
right,
Put
right.
pictures in there, write on the back what they're from and what dates and like the special memory, or maybe even write letters, maybe get a journal and like
Yeah,
have it as a journal, like
right.
instead of dear diary, dear bio mom or whatever, or and have them write all their feelings in it, because I mean, I feel like they need to get it out, but that doesn't mean that you should put them in that position where they have to communicate with them, but it's a way for them to address
Right.
it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
If like you want
Exactly.
them to have pictures, but the adoptee doesn't feel comfortable with them having pictures, put them in a box.
Right. No, it's so
I
true. You
mean,
can save them for later. Yeah.
yeah, you can save them. I think there's just ways to do it like you said, while respecting their boundaries. And
Yeah.
I think it's almost like the creativity is taken completely out of it. It's like you
Yes.
have to have a relationship with them. You have to talk to them. You have to do this. Like you have to do it this way. Well, maybe that's not the right fit. Maybe that's
Right.
not the right way they want to do it. Because, like you said, their boundaries are, I don't want to continue trying to do this.
Right.
I'm very confused though by this open adoption
I know.
and them not wanting to have.
I know.
I'm confused by that, but at the same time, I'm almost curious if they're waiting for them to be able to heal
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
they could. I don't know. I don't want to try to like assume, but I'm
No,
very
no, no. No, I get that. Yeah.
confused by that. Like,
It's just sad because it puts turmoil on
mhm,
this little's heart. You know what I mean? Because it's
right,
open, it's a gateway, it's an and nothing is being received. And like
right,
my biggest thing is if like I had a daughter that came and said that, daughter, son, or whatever that came and said that, I would just be like, what can I do to support you? That would be my first
yeah,
question. How can I support
yes,
you? Not, okay, let's just
yes.
send pictures. Okay, let's cut off all ties. Okay, let's no, it's just like, hey, if this is your choice, I've got your back. And when you're ready and you want to explore it again, I'm
Mhm.
here for you. How hard is it to
Yeah,
say that?
it's not. It's not, but I think people just get so, and I think people get their own feelings and emotions and ideas of
Yeah.
how they think it should go, and it gets in the way. And it's so, it goes back to what we talked about by the time this airs several episodes back, where people are just so worried about like the society we live in now is people are so worried about
Yes.
doing the like saying the perfect thing, doing the perfect thing and catering to whatever squeaky wheel is squeaking in the moment. Like
Right.
instead of doing what they know is right. Who cares
Yeah.
if you catch flack for it? Who cares if somebody says, I don't understand why you're doing that? Or
Right.
my favorite, we wouldn't have done it that way. Well, nobody asked you, Debbie.
Good for you.
Nobody asked.
Good for you.
But I stand by what you said of ask them how I can support you.
Yeah.
Ask them what their boundaries are and then respect the boundaries because at the end of the day, and this is going to sound really cold and I don't mean for it to, but at the end of the day, the relationship between biologicals and adoptee is between the biologicals and adoptee. If
No,
the
that is not bad.
adoptee does, yeah, it's
Oh,
like if the
amen.
adoptee does not want to continue the relationship with the biologicals,
Amen.
the and I hate separating this. We all, everyone who's ever listened to us and knows how I feel about this. If the adoptee says, I want to step away from the biologicals, the adoptive family, take me seriously when I
Respect.
say this, respect that,
Respect.
accept that, and move on with them from it. Do
Yes.
not try to make excuses or force them because all you're going to do is create a fight between
Yes.
you and the adoptee because then the adoptee is going to think that you're not on their side, you don't have their back, you don't, that you're not in their corner and you don't support them because that's their choice if they want to continue a relationship with the biologicals. It hasn't I mean respectfully it really has nothing to do with you.
No,
Like as
can I
far as
get an
adopted parents, it really has
amen
nothing
to
to do with you.
everything that you just
Like
said? I'm not even
really
kidding
has
you.
nothing
And
to
I
do with
love
you.
that. I love that because if we could like lump one thing, I think,
Mm-hmm.
okay, maybe I'm wrong in saying this because I know we hate blanket statements, but I feel like this
Yes.
is a statement that we can say for adoptees. It is the adoptee's choice to do
Mm-hmm.
what they want to
Yes.
do when it comes to their journey, whether they want to
Mm-hmm.
seek out their birth family or whether they
Yeah.
do not want to. It is
Yep.
their choice. It's
Yep.
not their grandma's. It's not their siblings. It's not
Mm-mm.
anybody's. It's not their friend.
Nope.
It is their choice. And good
Yep.
people, respectful people will respect that boundary when people when people say that. They will. People in your life who want to respect you and
Yeah.
honor that, they're going to respect it.
Mm-hmm.
People, I mean, it may take some people to come around to it and then they'll finally get it. But if they keep
Mm-hmm.
pushing and pushing and pushing, you are allowed to be like, I need some time away from you.
Hard
Please don't talk
stop.
to me about this again. You can say that. Yeah.
And what's actually interesting, and like, I never went in details on my update, and we even said Melena was so sweet. She was like, we don't have to talk about your story. Well, we're not really going to talk about details, but in that reference, there was a conversation with somebody, and it was very much we're not talking about this again. We're done. Like,
Yeah.
it was very much like,
Yeah.
I tried to be super understanding of where it was coming from. Like, I get it, I
Yeah.
understand it, but it just got to a
Yeah.
certain point where I was like, I'm done talking about this. The answer's no. Like, it's
Yeah.
done. Book is
Yeah.
closed. We're moving on. We closed the book. We put it back on the shelf. We're moving on to another section now. Like, we're not doing this
Right.
anymore. And it's okay. It's okay to do that. I mean, do not come out of the gate that way. Please, God, do not come out of the gate that way. There is no reason to come out of the gate hot. However, if you have stated multiple times you do not want to do that, you, just like Melena said, you can say that. We're
Yes.
done. We're not talking about this anymore, period. In a story. And if they break that boundary, you do have a right to take a break from whoever it is that's doing that.
Correct.
And
100%.
that is the thing. Society has forgotten that it is a privilege to be in each other's lives.
Amen.
I don't know when we forgot that. I don't know when we forgot that it is a privilege to be in somebody else's life
Oh my
as
God.
their friend, as their family, as whatever. That is not a right. That is a privilege. You don't
You're
you don't get to know things about people just because. It is
you're
a
gonna make me
privilege that is given to you. Protect it. Don't
you're gonna make
don't say I'm gonna make you cry, because if I make you
you
cry, then you're gonna make
are
me cry. And I can't do the
Bec-
crying thing right now because I was already crying earlier today because I'm so tired. So like, stop. We
no,
can't
but
do
this
that.
is where I wish I could reach through and hug you, because Delancey knows more of my story than any of you ever will, and I'm never going to share it. But like, for her to say this, it's just, I got chills listening to her, because
It's true.
I need to remember that. And so thank you
Yeah.
for saying that, because it's true. And the people that put the time and the effort to be in your life,
Hmm.
like you're saying, then yeah.
Hmm.
So thank you for that. I got like
Well, and
chills. My
it's
heart, my like, so I don't cry.
well, I mean,
Anyway, sorry.
it's so true, because at the end of the day, and like you're talking about, people that are intentional with you, and sometimes people just aren't able to meet that. Like right now, I am not able to meet
Right.
that for some people. There is so much going
Right.
on in my world with work that I am falling short on my relationships with other people. I am very thankful that the people in my life, like Melena, are very understanding, and they're like, no, it's fine, it's okay. And I'm over here like, but I
Of
feel
course.
bad. No, it's fine, it's okay. Always remember, at the same time, it's a privilege. Show them grace. If they're not reaching out to you, reach out to them. Maybe they're a seasonal friend. Maybe they're a seasonal relative.
Yeah.
Maybe they're just going through something and they're just not able to pour into you in the moment. And
Right.
it's your turn to pour into them.
Yeah.
But you know what's best for you. But
Yes.
it circles back to the, you got to listen to what's going on, because just
Mhm.
because somebody is telling you, it's
Yeah.
fine,
Yeah.
it may not be fine. There may be
Exactly.
something like other things going on. So you need to listen
Yes.
to the people that have given you the privilege of being in their life. Like, I
Right.
just, I don't understand that. I don't get it. And I will never understand having the privilege, because we started the topic as what to do if it goes sideways. I will never understand having the privilege of knowing somebody that you didn't know for the first big parts of their life, and then you get to know them, and then, sorry, nieces and nephews, but then you treat them like shit
Yeah.
and you blame them,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then blame them for it. Like, I will never get that. I will never understand people abusing that privilege, because it's not a
Yeah.
right.
No.
So I'm circling back to the whole entire open adoption
No.
thing. I'm still very confused by that. Like, that keeps popping up in my head. Like,
But it's the prime example of like what you just said. It's a privilege to be in this
mhm,
adoptee's life who's going through this. And when they want nothing to do with it, this is where I feel like it's gonna be too little too late. Because this birth
mhm.
mom may change her mind, and it's like it's a no, mm-mm, like no, mm-mm. No, like they don't want to do it. Anybody else want to say like hallelujah about 20,000 times listening to Delancey? Because that was me. Everything that you said. I'm not even kidding you. Like, preach it. Yes. Get you a bigger
It
microphone. Oh, the whole world needs to hear it. Because seriously,
it it
it's so true.
literally just it is so true because I don't know, it for whatever sometimes I have ideas pop into my head that just
Oh,
come
I love it.
from the teachings that we've had, especially at church recently. I mean,
Right,
they're
right.
talking about, no matter what, we've talked about this on previous episode. Happiness comes from happenings. You can't sustain that. You can't maintain it. We talked on Sunday that no matter what your circumstances are, you find the joy, and that you
Yeah.
try to, like, no matter what's going on, you still try to maintain the joy because you're maintaining hope.
Yes. Yes.
So, and you want people around you that will do that too. Like your team of people
Exactly.
around you are supposed to do that. So, it's the self-awareness to
Yeah.
see the privilege of being able to share hope with somebody else to maintain inner joy.
Yes.
I will never, I just don't understand people being awful to each other.
This
Like, I
and
just
this is
don't
what
get it.
I love too. This is kind of a little bit of a shift of our topic, but like for me, religion, like it doesn't matter because like she's getting all the messages that like in turn I also get. It's just fed a different way, if that makes sense. But if you have a belief in
Hmm.
God and you get these messages, I'm sorry if anybody like to be honest, I doubt anybody listens to our podcast that doesn't believe in God, but I seriously don't understand how people can't believe in God.
I
Granted,
don't get
I
it
know I've had
either.
some pretty big events in my life that have solidified it, but still, like when life is so hard and so shitty, like how do you
Hmm.
not want to turn, I don't know, and lean on him when you're in like your hour of
Yes.
need?
Well, and that's exactly in the hour of need, and you're leaning on him, and you're hoping for him, and you're just sitting there, and I think it goes back to the whole entire, you know, people say, why do bad things happen to good people? And it goes back to that video that I talked about in another episode. I can't remember if it was the previous one or the one before that, but sometimes existence is suffering,
Yeah,
and that's
yeah,
part of it. But that's why you have to realize that being in somebody's life is a privilege. You don't
yeah,
That's not God, there's so many people out there that think they know what our rights are, and it's like, that's not a right.
yeah.
Like,
Right,
that's not a
exactly.
right. Like,
No,
you don't,
exactly.
like some of the things that I've been seeing on TikTok and Instagram lately, I'm just going, it's not right.
No,
I mean, you can say all day long it's a right,
right,
but it's
right.
not.
It's so true
I'm not
though.
gonna dive in what the examples are, but and that's a good point what you made. I had someone tell me one time that, actually, I'm not going to say someone. My mama told me this. I was going to try to leave her out of it, but no, I'm going to bring her in it because I think it's something important to acknowledge. My mom has been in recovery. She talks about it very openly. She's been in recovery for, oh God, 37 years, 37 years now, I think.
Long time.
Sober, nothing, like takes
Yeah,
nothing. Like, she
yeah,
might take aspirin, maybe.
yeah.
She doesn't, maybe a Motrin, nothing though. She's very clear that she just will not do that. She's not going to do that. She will not do it. She won't go near anything like that. She doesn't drink or anything. She's just no. Well, I remember talking to her about churches and things, and Mobile and my time there, and Venture, why it was so different for me. And she said, well, honey, I went to an AA meeting one time. She always wears this like gorgeous blinged out jewelry because that's just my mama. She's always blinged out. She's always got icing on her, and I love it.
Ooh, I love her.
Oh, she's amazing. And mama said, churches are a lot like AA meetings. She goes, I walked into an AA meeting and I had all my jewelry on, and a woman told me that it was really unnecessary for me to wear all that jewelry and something like overcompensating or something like that. It was basically the woman was putting my mom down, and my mom goes, I mean, it made her for a split second feel bad, but she talked to her
Yeah,
sponsor, and her sponsor was like, you know what? The beautiful thing about AA meetings, there's a lot of them. You just got to
yeah.
find the right one. And my mom
Right.
said, it's just like churches. You
Yes.
just got to find the right one. And it comes down to your relationship with God.
Amen. Hallelujah.
Like,
I'm just gonna start
it's,
saying that when you
but I
say
mean,
good things.
it's exactly, It's exactly what you just said, though. We get the same messages and the same guidance, like as far as like how we should live our lives and how we should our purpose on this earth is to serve others and to basically show that Christ is through us. We are not perfect. I will
Yes.
never say I'm perfect. My Lanta, I have been falling short so bad lately because my patience is like
Me,
non-existence right now. Like I have
me
to go hide by
too.
myself sometimes. But we're different. I mean, denominations. Is that how we say that? Different denominations. I didn't want to say
Yes.
religions. Like it's. I feel like it's denominations,
No.
but the core is the same.
Yeah. We're
And
we're
I
both
just
Christian.
still
You know what I mean? Like
we're
it's
both
just
Christian. We both, love
it's
God, and we both
lessons
think
just
that you,
maybe
yeah,
yeah, lessons
they're
maybe
all
taught
different.
different, but it's the same it's this message. I almost said it like that. It's the same message. It's just like what Delancey was
I'm
saying is
rubbing off on you. Message. Keep going.
we are
Sorry.
taught the exact same thing. No, it's exactly
Yeah.
what you said is what we're taught. You need to serve your fellow man
Hmm.
like none other, and you need to be
Hmm.
Christ-like and to not judge people just how you're talking about, like your mom going to that. Like, ironically, I thought this was so cute in Colombia. I'm going to show you, and it's got a cross on it.
Oh,
And
that's so pretty.
our church is kind of like not necessarily no, we just don't wear crosses, and so the people here are kind of like, and I'm just like, you
Wait,
know what?
wait,
Yeah.
time out. You don't wear crosses?
Mm-mm. More people in our religion started to because they like the symbolism of it, but it's kind of like old ways. Does that make sense? Each
Oh, yeah,
church
yeah, yeah,
has their old ways, and then as you're going on throughout, it just like changes and stuff. But I loved it, and it does have, I believe, yeah, Mother Mary on it right there on that little teeny tiny thing. Anyway,
I bet
but
that
like,
drives
yeah,
them nuts.
it does. But
I
I
bet that drives them
understand.
crazy.
I still wear it and I go to church and I wear it proud. And the people who know me and love me don't even bat an eye at it. You know what I
I
mean? Because
mean,
they don't
as you
care. They're
should.
there for their countenance, not for
Mhm.
mine.
And
Like,
wait, I was about to say, wait, time out. And they listen to you and they support you,
mhm,
right? Okay, yeah.
100%.
Hey,
Yeah.
that's what you should do with your adoptees too. Just saying.
Amen. Look at that. Delancey brought it back full circle like she always
Just
does.
throwing it out. But that's what we want as people. Some we don't always
Yes.
want advice. Oh my gosh. And what did our pastor say Sunday? My favorite. Unsolicited advice. Just because somebody is telling you about their problem, you try to fix it, you give them unsolicited advice. That he how did he put? He said unsolicited advice is dressed up criticism.
Oh,
And I was like,
that's a deep.
dang.
When I come to
Yeah.
visit you, I kind of hope I come over whenever your church is because I want to go to church with you. I'm not even kidding you. I would love
Oh,
to.
you would love it. You would love it.
Yeah.
I had somebody went to church with me on Sunday and they showed up like dressed super cute, like jeans, like a nice
Yeah.
top,
Yeah.
like platform shoes or whatever, and like their hair was done all nice and they were cute and makeup and stuff. I rolled up in a t-shirt that said favorite daughter, leggings, and tennis shoes, I think, and my hair was still wet
Oh
with
my gosh, I love it.
maybe mascara on. And I was like, yeah, this isn't
What's
come as you are
up?
church.
I love it so
I
much.
feel like if I walked in any other way, people would be like, and I have walked in dressed to the nines in that church before, and they're like,
What's going
"You
on? What are you
okay? What's
doing?
going on?" My favorite was, "You got a date after church?" No. Then why are you dressed up? Like, what's happening?
Just wanted to
Thanks,
look pretty
guys.
today, okay? Okay.
It, my answer, it's Easter.
It's Christmas,
It's
okay? It's a
Christmas.
holiday.
I dress up for the major holidays and Mother's and Father's Day. Chill. Like if my parents are going to be at church on Mother's and Father's Day, then I dress up. If they're not, then I'm
Right.
still in whatever.
I love it.
But it goes back to the whole entire like you wearing that bracelet, which I think is really pretty. I actually think it's kind of funny that drives me crazy personally because
Yeah, me
I
too.
almost love to create clutch your pearls moments
I
with
do
like
too. I do
super Southern
too.
Baptist, which is, it is what it is. It's usually just old school stuff.
Old school.
It goes back to the whole entire thing of it's not about you.
Exactly.
Whoever is looking at it from like looking at your bracelet and going, you're not supposed to wear that. Or they're looking at me when I come in like leggings and t-shirt, which they would never at my church. At another church, I'm sure
Right.
they'd be like, you
Right.
should not wear
Yeah.
that. Or
Yeah.
like you should dry your hair or whatever. It goes back to the whole entire thing. It's not about you.
Yep.
It's about our relationship with God
Mm-hmm.
and how we want to pursue it to have that relationship.
Exactly.
I feel
Exactly.
like it's the same thing as not same, but different because it's kind of like whatever relationships that we want to pursue that will affect our lives, we just need support in that.
Yeah.
Because with anybody, if you tell us not to do something, I mean, 9 times out of 10, you should not hang out with those people. Cool. I'm going to
It's
make
true.
plans with them right now.
Right.
Like,
Right. No.
they'll do the
Yeah.
exact opposite or they'll
Oh,
rebel or you'll get into an argument.
it's
So
so true.
it just comes down to listen
Yeah.
and support
Yes. Because
and have their backs.
as you're talking, like you're gonna put so much strain on that relationship as I hear you
Mhm.
saying all those things that you just said. And that might be a door that you have just closed with your adoptee. And good luck trying to open that door back open.
Ooh.
You know what I mean though?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
because it
no,
can,
yeah.
because they're gonna be like, you don't want this for me. I'm we're done. We're done talking about this. We're done. And then good luck trying to get back into, their heart with that. Cause
Well, and not just that, but like they're not gonna trust you.
mm-mm. No. Yeah, exactly. 100%. No. And trust is huge. And once that trust is like rifted a
Huge.
little, then your relationship's never, ever, 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 ever what it was.
Mm-mm. And isn't it so funny how parents tell us that? How parents tell their kids that if you break our trust and you lie to us and you break that trust, it's going to take a long time to get that back. Isn't it weird that they tell us that, but it's almost like I'm not pointing out any particular parent. So if you are one of our parents, you think we're talking about, and you think I'm talking about you, I'm not. I'm just saying, I think it's interesting because that was something my parents taught me was that, or told me two major things. No is a complete sentence. And if you break
Yeah,
somebody's trust, it takes forever to get it back. If you ever get it back,
exactly.
you have to work
Exactly.
very, very hard to get it back. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, that applies to everybody,
Yeah. And
especially
no,
the no is a complete
100%.
sentence.
Yeah. I love that. Because it is 100% it is. Yes. No, period. It is. I love it so much. I love it.
That's what I'd like. That's it. Period. When you did that,
Anything
when you said period, I was like, okay.
anything else that you can think of to share on this? I think this was like a short, quickie little episode, but it was good. I felt like there's a lot of fire in this episode though, man. If we're like, woof, like it was good. I loved it.
Yeah, I'm really glad you didn't hit record until you did, because I'm pretty sure a couple of choice things came out of my mouth whenever you were like, "Should we talk about this?" And it's like,
Woo, what? Woo. That was good. I liked it.
I don't think I have anything. Do you have anything you would like to add?
Nothing. No, I honestly feel like it kind of felt like a Fast and Furious, but I loved it because I feel like we like covered so much and so many important things really quickly. I think it's where we're both at right now, just with like what's going on in our lives that we're like, woof, and it's like really just
Dude, right? I feel like
just
and it's so weird because like where both of us are in our lives, like it's not exactly the same thing,
no, but
or
it's
but
very
it's
relatable.
it's very relatable. Like it is definitely our where we are in our lives is very relatable. It's so
Yes.
interesting. We're just parallel. I'm just leaving that. We're
Yeah.
just parallel.
Yeah. And unfortunately, y'all are never gonna know. So anyway.
Because that's our secret. Mm-hmm. That's only for
Anyway.
us.
It's
I mean,
true.
we
It's
can't
true.
tell y'all. I mean, come on, y'all. We can't tell y'all everything. I mean,
No,
we
it's
could, but we're
true.
not gonna.
No. Mm-mm, sorry, we don't have
Mm-mm.
that kind of relationship with you. We have that relationship with each other, but not with you.
Exactly. Exactly. We have that with each other. And as much as we love all of you, you don't get to know everything
It's
because,
true. It's true.
in the
No,
words
it's
of
100%
Shelby,
true.
we don't have to tell you everything.
Exactly. I love that. I love them. You any update on them really quick? I know it's like,
I'm honestly, I need to catch up with them. I saw them at
okay, yeah.
baseball not too like I was
Yeah.
about to say not too long ago. No, that was months ago that I saw them at baseball. It was like right after we won regionals in Auburn. And I ran into them when we were waiting for the team to come back. And I just got to talk to them for like a split second. I
Yeah.
didn't, it was
No,
like
it's okay.
midnight. So yeah.
I was gonna say,
I
I want an
we'll
update from
probably,
them. You should see if they like
yeah,
seriously.
I
Yeah.
think I'm going to.
Good.
I think I'll see them during Saturday during
Cool.
football.
Okay,
Maybe.
perfect.
If not,
Maybe.
I'll text them.
Cool.
Cool,
Sorry,
cool,
did
cool,
you
cool,
guys
cool.
see us planning out?
Sorry.
Anyway. Okay, anyway, thanks guys for listening to us. Have a good day, night, afternoon, whatever time
Mm.
you're listening to this. And we love you guys. Thank you for your support. And we're done. The end.